Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going on this beautiful Saturday? Actually, not a beautiful Saturday. It's kind of cloudy, overcast, and the Champions League is here today. The final is here. Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. There's something about these two teams that you fans out there need to know about. The history of these two teams. In the history between these two teams, they played about 70, actually 40 times against one another in the history, going way back to like 1940s and the 1950s. Um, in the history between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid is a perfect 30 and 10. So out of all the games these two teams have played, Real Madrid has owned their little brother. And when you talk about the minnows, you talk about the teams that know. No, one thing you gotta remember, they know that you have to know. Sorry about that. You have to know that when it comes to a game like this, your star players have to bring it. When you look at the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, you look at the likes of Diego Costa, these are the primetime players. Well, come from like wrestling and stuff, WWE, sorry for that. Primetime players are awesome. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Those guys are two cool dudes, man. Those guys got some personality, and when it comes to it, these are your primetime guys. These are the guys that make things happen. When it comes to confidence, it comes to belief, and it comes to all those things put together, it comes down to one game. The goalkeeping on both teams is pretty good. The defense is good. I mean, there's a lot of good players on Atletico Madrid. They got a lot of heart. They won the league for the first time in about, I don't know, 15 years. Pretty amazing, eh? It's been a long time since Atletico Madrid has won the league. That's what you're talking about, small market team. Most of the teams in Spain are struggling. And one of the teams that have been in some financial pain for the last 4 years has been Atletico Madrid, and they managed to win. You look at Sevilla winning the Europa League, beating Benfica, a team I felt that was going to win no problem. But when it came down to the shootout, they just showed that what it's all about. Sometimes you have to believe that you can win. And when you're winning, good things are going to happen to you. And that's what happened with Sevilla. They won. They won, and they proved to their fans, they proved to everybody that they can get the job done. If Real Madrid's going to win today, they better bring it. They better score as many goals as they can. If they can't get one goal, Atletico Madrid might actually pull off the double this year. They'll be the first team in the last 100 years to pull off this such feat. And when you pull off a feat that they could pull off today, you got to really put a smile on your face. A guy like Diego Simone is going to be the most attractive coach out there on the market. I wouldn't be surprised if Inter Milan throw their hat in for Diego Simone. Simone was one of the greatest players to ever come out of Argentina, and for him to win this Champions League, plus he won the La Liga, this will just cement his name as one of the great young coaches. I mean, just in his second year of coaching this team, just some of these players turn out to be some of the best coaches out there. And let me tell you, it is amazing to see, the strides that some of these teams have come. You look in the Premier League, you look at teams like Hull City getting to the FA Cup final, almost beating Arsenal. But it's good to see Arsenal win a trophy for the first time since 2005. So we're talking, wait, no, we're talking 8 years, or actually 9 years, last time they won a trophy. So it's amazing, eh? And Arsene Wenger is one of the great managers in the history of football, period, in any sport, anywhere. I mean, he's one of the best. It took him 9 years to win a trophy. I mean, think how much money he spent. They got a new stadium. It didn't amount to anything. I mean, they let on Thierry Henry go in 2006, and after he left, it was a disaster. They let Robin Van Persie go. They let Cesc Fabregas go. They let all their guys go. But in the end, they did bring in some character players. They bring in Podolski. They bring in Caviola. Uh, they bring in some really good players that has really turned the change on this team. Young Luke Wilshire. I mean, he's pretty good. Shosalny has played amazing in net. I mean, what else can I say? Arsenal have really turn it around in 2014. The 2013-14 season has been an amazing year for Arsenal and for Liverpool. I think all the fans in Liverpool got to be proud for their team. They came so close. They came this close to winning the Premier League for the first time in team history. They have won the first division, I think, years ago. That was a long time ago in the 80s. But, hey, Liverpool just proved, with Luis Suarez, Steven Gerrard, that it takes a team to win. And, they don't need all the biggest superstars in the game to win. They just did it as a team. That's one thing Manchester United can learn from, after sacking David Moyes and bringing in, Luis van Gaal. And Luis van Gaal is going to bring some, he's going to have his detractors. He's going to have his supporters. But I think one thing Manchester United could learn from Arsenal is, don't spend money wastefully. Bring in the right talent. Bring in the right chemistry. Sometimes you have to have the right players for the right moment. Same thing for Milan, AC Milan. They need to bring in the right talent. They need to bring in the right chemistry. I think that's the key. I think Balotelli might be on the move this summer. I hear Manchester City. I hear Manchester United. I even hear out around Madrid they might be looking to acquire a player like Balotelli, even though he could destroy the chemistry on that team. There's talk of Cristiano Ronaldo maybe moving on, but I think he'll stay. There's talk that Karim Benzema, Arsenal might take a run at him, throwing huge money, just like they threw to get Mesut Ozil, who turned out to be an amazing pickup for the type of money they spent to bring him in. So we'll see what happens. This summer will be very interesting. The World Cup's gonna be awesome in Brazil. Brazil, you know what? I don't know. I kind of question the moves that Luis Felipe Scolari has done in leaving off Ronaldinho, Kaká, and Rubinho off the team, especially Kaká and Ronaldinho, two guys that the big reason they won the World Cup in 2002 is because of those guys and Ronaldo. But we'll see. I don't know. I think this could be the move that cost Brazil in the end. I just don't think they're going to win the World Cup now. I thought, for once, I was, if those guys were on the team, I guarantee you they probably win the World Cup this year. But now those guys are off the team, I think Brazil might get knocked out in the group stage. So keep watching the World Cup. It's going to be an interesting one in Brazil. You have teams like Argentina, you have Italy, you have England. Uruguay had a setback. It looks like Suarez is hurt. It's going to be a major blow for Uruguay coming out of that group, a group of death. It's going to be very, very interesting. Colombia, they might actually have Falcao, so we'll see what happens. Nigeria leaving off Anafobi Martins, that makes no sense. But hey, they're going in a different direction. It might cost them in the World Cup, but these veterans are very good. You can't just leave these guys off. These guys are the real deal. You have to go in guns a-blazing. You can't just do this. You got to go for it, right? So tonight, with the big game in Europe, actually starts in about 5 minutes, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. I'm taking Atletico. I think they'll win this 3-2. It's going to be close. It'll be a game winner by Diego Costa. Real Madrid, their defense will make a mistake, and Casillas will concede the big goal that cost Real Madrid another chance of winning the Champions League. They haven't won the Champions League since 2000, and I think it was 2001 or 2003. So it's been a long time since they won it. 11 years since they won the Champions League. So Zidane was still on the team. Isn't that amazing? One of the greatest players of all time, Zinedine Zidane. There's just been talk that Zidane is going to try to get into coaching, but he's turned down the offer from Bordeaux. There's some talk of him coaching the national team after Leon Blanc probably leaves after the World Cup. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to coach the national team. I think, he'll still be an assistant with Real Madrid, and if Ranieri fumbles up next season with Monaco, I think he'll be the new manager for AC Monaco. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, folks. Enjoy the Champions League today. This is Mark Spencer. See ya. We'll see you in the future for the Champions League final review. Enjoy the game.